Hey everybody, welcome to Half-Beard Sud's Heads Up. Today we are checking out Battle Fantasia Revised Edition, also known as no one's favorite Arc System Works game. Not to mean that it is a bad game. It is just, it's never the one people talk about when they talk about Arc System stuff. They talk about the Guilty Gears, you talk about your Blaze Blues, you don't hear about Battle Fantasia. Which is kind of a pity, because it's an interesting game. It's just, it's a little limited, and it's a little weird. But here it is, it's on PC, like 7 years or so after the initial console and arcade releases. And it's got some new stuff. And whatever, we didn't cover it back in the day because we didn't exist back then. So we're going to look at it now. We're going to watch this intro movie. This game's whole conceit is that it's, yo, what if an RPG was a fighting game? But it's more of a fighting game than an RPG. Battle Fantasia. Some Japanese. Get to see all our characters. And it's got this really great sketched out art style, which I absolutely love. Like, it's very reminiscent of, like, 1998 Square stuff. Like, not, like, past the kind of FF6 kind of illustrations, getting into, like, the Vagrant Story stuff. Like, it's got that kind of style to the art, which I really like. Though the 3D stuff's not as cool as a lot of the sketch stuff, somewhat unfortunately. But whatever. Character design kind of seems decent as well. It seems to hit the notes. Yeah, musically, it's got your kind of RPG music. You do get the soundtrack, by the way, for free if you're buying this on Steam. So that's always nice. It's always nice to get the soundtrack. And yeah, let's get into it. I'm playing with the PS4 controller because it doesn't like the Xbox One controller for some reason. I don't know why. But I got the PS4 controller out. As you can see, it's got all sorts of stuff. Network as well, which we'll do a quick match online. I haven't even seen the online yet, but hopefully it works. Let's just, for now, jump into a quick versus CPU match, just show some basic features here. Not a ton of characters in this game. That's probably my biggest complaint with it, is it's, you know, fairly limited, 12 characters. And, you know, they've all got a variety of styles and weapons and kind of moves. I'm gonna go with this guy, because he's fucking ridiculous. He's the most anime motherfucker you will ever meet. So we're going with him. And we'll just random for the rest. Alright. Weird gunslinger guy. Bunch of different stages. You can set the music. The stages are alright looking. Go with this pirate stage. Why not? And get into it. It's got that good Arc System Works announcing where it's not quite the right kind of English. So yeah, this is his motherfucker's default stance, is him just covering his face. This is his lie. Hold on, let's get down a little bit. This is his lie down. He is the most ridiculous, like, idle guy ever, and he's the fighting character. Oh, and his whole story is about how he can't find love, and how he's constantly pining after this princess, and all his special attacks involve him, like, dashing through guys and growing angel wings. It is the most ridiculous, most stereotypical anime nonsense you will ever see, and it's hilarious. Oh, I love it. Alright. And as you can see, he's got some weird stuff. That's the heat-up system. What that does is it makes you stronger, and it will allow you to kind of break through guards a little bit, but it's at the cost of a bar of super, and I think it makes you a little bit more vulnerable to damage while you're doing it. I think that's how that system works. You can also do some special moves in that state with certain characters. Like this guy can do some cool aerial stuff when he's in heat up, and I think Face can do some cool stuff as well. Let's see if I can do it. I'm not great with a lot of the specials in this game. And as you see, it's got the whole RPG thing of its, you know, damage numbers. You actually have like an HP number, and different characters do have like different HPs. The bigger, beefier dudes have a lot more HP, so they kind of follow some RPG statistics that way. Their conceit is well realized, if not super meaningful to the actual numbers here. And it still is just, you know, it's still just life bars. They put numbers to it, but it's still just life bars that drain down. And yeah, it moves. It's a pretty good feeling game. It's 3D, not dissimilar to the way like Guilty Gear Shirt is, though not quite as good looking or as stylish as that, because it's, you know, older game. It's again, I think 2008 is when this launched. I'm not sure though. I might be wrong. I might be wrong about that. But it looks good, and it has that same kind of like instant movement that an Arc game has, even though it is not 2D. So it kind of does what you want. Oh. I think I've got the difficulty set down too, because I'm not great at this. These games are hard. There you go. I should be trying to do a super, but I'm not making the time to try to actually launch them out, because there are pretty interesting supers and kind of ultras in this game. Stupid, ridiculous, weird cape. All right, that's done. Let's maybe check out some story stuff, because the story stuff is a fairly big deal in this game. Pick a... whatever. We're gonna jump right out of this anyways. It has your pretty stereotypical characters. You've got your big brawler guy, you got a lot of, like, aerial girls, you got some weird, small, magic-using characters. Small characters are actually a big part of this game, and they're annoying as shit to fight. They are the Gon of Tekken 3. So, you know... fuck. Nobody likes Gon. So what do we got here? We got arcade and we got story. Arcade is standard ladder. I think there's endings at the end. Story has like interspersed cutscenes in between, well, cutscenes, dialogue scenes in between each fight, and there's kind of reasonings to why you're fighting each character, and it all leads up to this big fight with this big evil guy in the middle. There's kind of the plot is that this calamity, this scion of ill presage, basically big evil guy, is going to come out and destroy the world, and you are kind of going against it for different reasons depending on your character, and it all leads up to this big final fight with this big fiery knight guy, and I haven't managed to beat it yet. I got to that fight, and then it was really hard. So let's just look at, we'll go into the story, and I'll show what that kind of stuff looks like. Let's see. I'm near the end with him, so I'm not going to do him. Let's pick, this is the big evil knight guy, but he has like a second form. Let's go with, this guy. He's your main character, your Ryu, as it were. I'll show you some of the way the story cutscenes work here. And yeah, it's like, you get this kind of stuff where you see their moving character portraits, again, done in that very cool sketch style, which I quite like. No English VO, as far as I know. Which, yeah, it's kind of a bummer, whatever. I wasn't expecting it. I will say graphically, it looks a little better. The original game runs 720p. This does blow up to 1080. I don't think it's been fully rescaled for 1080, but it does blow up to 1080. It looks good enough. And they've apparently added some new camera angles when you're doing special attacks and stuff like that. Other things they've added are balance changes. That's really the biggest thing they've added is balance changes. The game, you know, has been in arcades for a while, and in arcades it was changed up quite a bit, but I don't think a lot of those changes were then carried forward onto the 360 version, and I think PS3 versions. But this PC version is the most up-to-date with, I'm assuming, I don't think they're updating the arcade version anymore, it's been a while. I'm assuming the last arcade update, that's in here. They have said this is fully up-to-date with the arcade version. Aside from that, you know, it's kind of got what the original version had, battled through 24 storylines, with 12, okay, I see what they mean. I'm just looking at their feature page right now. So there is the 12 characters, and then you have 24 storylines, which is basically means you can go through story, which is them, and then I'm assuming arcade, they're considering a separate storyline, which is maybe a little disingenuous, but that's there. And then there's a bunch of play modes, you know. Story mode, time attack, survival, what you expect out of a fighting game. Let's get into this. Come on. There we go. He's gonna have his RPG story moment, where he's like, ah, I'm the young hero. His mom looks real young. Like, that one line below her eye is the only thing that marks her as being any older than him. That one single line below her right eye. Other than that, she could be his wife. Anime. It's weird. So yeah, she's going on about, oh, you're leaving because you're the young hero, and it's like, I'm the young hero, alright, let's do stereotypical things. What's with his freaking, like he's got this super medieval armor on, and then he's wearing skate shorts or something. Like, he looks like he's going to a Ren Fair happening at Venice Beach. Which actually sounds like a fun day, I'm not gonna lie. I would go to a Ren Fair at Venice Beach and see a bunch of people in tunics going, oh, like, oh man! Surfing, bro! So they're going on about the sign of ill presage and stuff. It's basically, again, big evil nebulous thing is gonna happen to the kingdom, and everyone's kinda gonna do something about it. Or maybe they're not, or they're just kind of involved in some weird way. Also, this guy's weapon is real dumb, we're gonna see it soon. He's got like a chainsaw that apparently he can ride? The story alludes to the idea that he is able to like ride it around like a car. Yeah, Basilisk is the name of it. And now we'll go into our first fight. Kind of for no reason. This follows very much the Mortal Kombat thing of like, you've met another character, it's time to fight. Why? We're not enemies. It's like, I don't care, fight anyways. This is the princess. Why she looks like a stewardess, I don't know, but she's a princess. Tiny little pillbox hat. It's weird. And now they're gonna fight for some reason. They're gonna fight, I promise you. I think. And he's like, you need to go home, so let's fight now. She wants to go stop the sign of ill presage too, because she's the princess and she feels she needs to for duty. I guess. Yeah, they go on a lot about specific terms within their universe. I found this story mode, like, it's so generic that it's hard to get into. Frankly. That's it. I mean, like, the presentation of this stuff, like, I think these bits of art look really good. I really like that super sketched, very classic art style. It very much harkens back to the exact kind of RPGs this is trying to mimic and evoke. So I like that quite a bit. And, you know, the characters seem interesting enough. They're quite varied. And they have very different move sets and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice to see them kind of given even more personality through these story stuff. These story moments. Yeah, and yeah, he's like, I guess I just have to force you to go back to the castle. I need to protect you, so let me beat you up with my chainsaw sword. Because fighting games. Yeah, it's a fucking chainsaw. It's, hold on, wait for it. Lightsaber chainsaw. There you go. And all the story mode fights are 1 round long. If you're in arcade mode, it's standard 3 rounds, you know, best of 3, but in this, it's all 1 round. I'm not good with Urz. Urz is not my character of choice. Let's get a look at his move list real quick. Alright, yeah, as you can see, it's a lot of quarter circles. It's a lot of Street Fighter kind of stuff. So, kind of weird stuff here. I'm just trying to figure out what's... Alright, there we go. I got a couple supers down there. Most of the time, it's just kind of like 2 quarter circles and then a button to do a super. Let's see if I can launch it off. I don't feel confident in my ability to launch it off. There we go. Full throttle Roadmaster. And it's all kind of ridiculous stuff like that. Normally you'll also get like 2 grabs on a button, I think, as well. It all kind of depends on the characters. It's not super... It's a lot more standardized than an arc game normally is. Normally arc games, like, every character has their own fucking weird-ass system that you need to worry about. This is... Every character is definitely unique. Look at it, he fucking rides it off like a motorcycle. Super weird. But this one's a lot more standardized. It seems to be a lot of quarter circles, a lot of kind of back and forth, a lot of standard Street Fighter movements here. It's a lot more... just standardized and streamlined than I generally expect an art game to be, which is curious. So yeah, we beat her up and she's super happy about it. She's gonna go back. This is kind of what the story stuff looks like. I don't want to spend too long here because it's not super interesting. It's just, you know, it's just fights interspersed with this stuff. So we're gonna pop out of this. Why don't we go show off? What do we show off next? Let's go see how the network works. I haven't played any of this yet. It's fairly early morning on a Sunday when I'm recording this, so we'll see if we catch anybody. Well, let's give it a shot. Go into try a player match. Because I don't feel good enough to do a ranked match. Could not find opponents. Nope. It says no. Alright. Let's try a ranked match. Well, there's online. I don't know if it's any good or not. So, take that as you will. Because we don't seem to be finding anybody. I'm wondering if maybe like my network isn't turned on or something. If maybe it's popping up a thing outside of here. But as far as I can tell right now, there's nothing. Search. Nah. Putting that up real quick, so yeah. There is a network mode. Hopefully it works well. I don't know. As you can see, there's all the kind of all the other modes you would expect. Gallery as well to watch. Movies and illustrations and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in such things. Apparently I've unlocked some of these. Oh, there's a lot of these. Yeah, there you go. Kind of stuff you expect from a game like this. Let's do a little bit of story arcade mode. Show a few more fights. Who shall we play as? Who have I not shown very much? I think I played as her. No, this guy. This girl. Play as her, and we'll see what we can do. I really like the name. I really like that her rod is named the Dokuro rod. Dokuro is Japanese for skull, and it's a skull and a rod. It's not clever, but I like it. And her character is weird. She does all, like, the rod bends a lot. It does all sorts of weird shit. And she kind of moves in some strange ways. Like, she just kind of, like, yeah, she just teleports. And she can actually teleport through a guy, which is interesting. It requires some work to figure out how to use that effectively in combat. Oh, right, that's the best attack with her is just up, and then you can do that twirl down. I don't feel great about my chances of winning this. Because I'm not great at this. And yeah, I mean, it goes like this. It feels like a much more standard fighter than you normally expect from an arc game. Which is probably the weirdest part about it, is, you know, standard kind of Street Fighter movesets, A lot more efficient normals, I would say. Like, it just kind of moves fairly generically, which, considering the subject matter, is oddly apt. But that doesn't make it bad. It's like, it's certainly much more approachable than I think Guilty Gear or BlazBlue is. And it's, you know, it's enjoyable. It's still, like, it still moves in a way that's pleasant enough. And I will say also the frame rate seems solid. You know, pure 60 right now. No problems there. As you want from a good fighting game. It moves very smoothly. So that's always nice. And yeah, each character just feels fairly well differentiated, even if they do all kind of control fairly similarly. They all have kind of interesting different properties. And as you can see, despite like the health bars, they all have different statistics, for lack of a better word. Weird ass skull rod. And you get these little things as well. You standard little win quotes. Fighting games. What you expect out of them, you know. Play against Anime Man. Just, like, every time I look at this guy, he's the dumbest fucking character. He's the most, just, how many ridiculous, like, super pretty boy Japanese anime idol traits can we fit into a single character? And that is this character. That is this guy. With his posing and voguing and, like, quest for unrequited love and just everything about him. Oh, it's ridiculous. Like, it's a joke I'm not sure the people who made it got. That's the thing. Like, I can't tell whether he was made with a sense of irony or whether that's just them thinking, no, this guy is so cool. And no matter what, either way, the joke's still funny. Whether they meant to make it or not, it's still a very funny joke. Let's see if I can rock up one of her supers. If I'm not mistaken, it's like that, isn't it? Let me take a look at the command list. Yeah. Okay, no, I'm going the wrong way on the stick. There we go. I remember now. Ugh, I'm trying to remember how to do this. I've got enough for it. It's just a matter of launching it off. I've never been great at pulling off like good moves. Fighting games are not my best genre. Not to say I don't like them though. I like fighting games a lot. I'm just not good at them. Come on. I'm doing it right? Check it one more time. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, I remember the problem is. I had this problem last time too, where it's you gotta press the active button while you're doing the second half circle, not after the second half circle. It's a combination move, not a combination press, not three separate presses. It's two separate presses. It makes it tricky because it's easy to read it wrong. I should get another quote. I don't know. Let's go play a bit more of the just versus CPU stuff. I want to get out of here and show some more characters, because I might as well. I do like the way this runs though, and the way it moves. Like it's got a good speed to it. The single player content here seems significant. There's as you saw, you know, story and arcade. The arcade and story modes do seem to go for quite a while. And in between that, there's an online mode we showed. It's presumably works. You know, survival time attack. What'd you expect for 15 bucks? Which is, I think, not a bad price considering this launched at full price. I think on the 360 a long time ago. That's not bad. $15 for this plus the soundtrack. It's not, again, it's no one's favorite Arc System Works game, but that doesn't mean it's not interesting. Let's play as this guy, and we'll face this stupid cleric kid. I hate this kid. He's annoying as shit to fight. And, how about this stage? Why not? I've not played his face before. He's kind of this game's Voldo, I guess. In that he is the weird character who's oddly sexualized. Come on. With his weird head and no shirt. Trying to figure out how to pull out his guns. Because he's got guns and he won't use them. I think maybe I gotta get into heat mode for it. There we go. He caps off certain attacks with it. There we go, like that. Who needs to punch when you got guns? This guy's got a lot of counters, I remember correctly. Cedric here can, yeah, do shit like that, where he'll stop you mid-attack to drop a mace on your head, like an asshole. And I'm heated up, which does a thing, and nah, it doesn't do a thing. Yeah, I've not used this character before, so I'm gonna use that as my excuse to do poorly. Yeah, I hate that thing. I hate that counter. Counters always screw me up. There we go. That was a nice little kick up there. Oh, hate that. Hate it. Hate it. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm dead. All right. I'm like, I'm not sure what happened there. We were both heated up. Anything could happen. Shorts are too much, man. Put on some pants. See, I don't really have much else to say about this, to be frank. I mean, it's you know, it's kind of an old game. What's needed to be said about Battle Fantasia was said a while ago, but it's out again now on PC. It's $15, which seems a totally reasonable price, and hey, it's actually pretty enjoyable. It's a solid fighting game, all things considered. While it's not maybe as sheer bombastically crazy as Guilty Gear or BlazBlue, or as kind of mechanically complex as those games, or maybe some other fighting games on Steam, it is an interesting middle ground between all that stuff. Like, it's got the simplicity of something like a more base-level Street Fighter kind of play. It's got the kind of instantaneous feel of something like a Guilty Gear or a BlazBlue, and it's just got the kind of bizarre charm of some of Ark's other stuff. Like, it's interesting. It straddles a strange line. I just got my ass whooped. I hate fighting that character. Let's try... I have not played as Kayori yet. I'll probably play her versus this stupid rabbit thing. And what stage have we not seen? We'll play in this stage, because I think it's dumb. This is the final boss stage, the hell area, basically. And there's, like, no floor to it. Yeah, there's no floor. You're just hovering in the air above this lava fighting. It's very strange. Alright. Yeah, her weapon is a serving tray and other waitress things. Also, her story mode, I didn't play it, but her story is kind of described in another character's story mode. And it's not that she is a girl who's been cursed to be a cat, it's rather that she is a cat that has turned into a woman out of gratitude for an old lady who gave her some food once. It is the most, like, bizarre, totally played off the cuff, it's just totally normal story mode, like origin story I've ever seen. But I kind of like that. It's just like, no, whatever, I'm cat girl, who cares? It's just what I am, fuck you. I leveled up, apparently. I don't know what that means. So apparently there's level ups. What does that do? Oh, stuff, presumably. It didn't look like my attack increased or anything like that. I don't see anything marked on my HUD. Be like, oh, you leveled up, cool, good for you. I think that's more just like a hit spark, basically. It's like a level up as a hit spark. Why not? Maybe there's some system there, I don't know. I don't claim to know this game super well. I kind of went into it more or less blind. I should probably be looking at her commands here. Oh, wow, she's got a bunch! God damn. But yeah, it's the same ones you'd expect for that, so... See if I can't build up another super bar and I'll do one of her supers. Yeah. Then again, I might kill this guy before that happens. Which, whatever. Oh, well, maybe I'll kill him with a super. We'll see if we can... Oh, did she just float? Yeah, she totally just did. Everyone kind of does the same things for their supers. So it's... Come on. Oh, now I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Now I've lost my groove again. Ah! Oh, I'm gonna die trying to pull this off. Whatever, you're dead. I couldn't figure out how to do it. There's a timing there that I'm just not great with. Simple as that. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's probably good. That's Battle Fantasia. It's $15 on Steam. I think it's still good. I mean, it was kind of interesting back when it originally came out, and it's still kind of interesting now. I just maybe cure again, whatever. Okay, sure. This game likes cat girls, clearly. What was I saying? Yeah. So it's $15 on Steam. It comes with the soundtrack. It's got all the updates to the balances from the arcade mode. From the arcade version, I mean. And it's got a bunch of content, single player and multiplayer, and some minor new visual tweaks. It's interesting. I like it. It's just, it's not as good as other games by this company, you know? It's, as I said at the start, I think it's probably the truest thing you can say about this whole game, is that this is no one's favorite Arc System Works game. It's still a good game, and if you like Arc System Works stuff, it's totally worth checking out and playing. But it doesn't have the spunk and charm and complexity that their other stuff does, for better or for worse. That said, it's, as you can see, like, it still moves in a fun way. It's still a good fighting game. It's still totally worth playing if that's your thing. There you go, Cat Storm. I did the thing. Good for me. So yeah, as we're gonna call it here then. As always, I've been your Halfbeard, and we're out of here. Have a good one, guys. Later. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that piece of Halfbeard's HUD content. We can't thank you enough for taking the time to watch it. That said, I did want to take a moment to let you all know that we do have both a Patreon page as well as a PayPal link on our website if you're interested in donating to us. Those donations will allow us to improve our recording equipment, cover the games that publishers don't send us, and take things a step further with new features such as a revived Halfbeard's HUD podcast. Our goal has always been to provide you with reliable and enjoyable content, and your support would really help us pursue that in even bigger and better ways. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.